them again. After we covered the new vocabulary words, it's time to shift for reading. We're going to start with the reading lesson where the red fern grows. So please, now you have to prepare your reading books. Follow the directions. Try to answer the questions in the warm-up orally to build a background about the story. Look at the illustrations of the reading pages and describe them. Listen to the audio of the story and follow along in your book. Answer multi-level questions about the story. Read with correct pronunciation and intonation at the end of every page. So, prepare your reading books, please, but don't open them. Let's warm up first. Answer the warm-up questions to build background about the story and try to set your own predictions. Question 1. What's your dream? We all have dreams. What's yours? What should you do to fulfill your dream? Question 3. The picture shows pets. Do you like pets? Do you like to raise pets? What's your favorite one? I'll try to set my own predictions. I'll think aloud. The story is probably about a dream and someone who's trying to fulfill his own dream. And also it might be about pets. Set your own predictions. Now pause the video, prepare your book, and open page 246, 247, 248. We're going now to describe the illustrations. 246 is the cover page, the title. 247 is the first page. 248 is the second one. Today we're going just to cover 2 pages. Let's describe the illustrations. What do you see on page 246? I can see a boy with his 2 dogs. How does the boy seem? He seems happy. He's having a good time, enjoying his time with his dogs. What do you see in picture 247? I can see like a house. It seems it's a house. What do you see? Do you think this place is in the mountain or city? I think that it's far away from the city. It's in the mountain. What do you know about people living there? Their clothes, behavior, food? I think that people living in rural areas or mountain or in the woods are somehow strange from city people. They look different, they dress different, they act different, so somehow they look strange. What does the picture page 248 show? I can see a can. It's a baking powder can, but it's full of money. Maybe someone is saving money in this can. Now, after warming up and describing the pictures, it's time to start reading. But before reading yourself, you have to listen to the audio. Please open page 247 first and later on 248. Follow along with the audio script. Read silently to be able to answer the questions. I'll read the questions. What did Billy want to buy? How much money do they cost? What did Billy work to get the money? What did Grandpa promise Billy? Where did Billy save his money? Now you have to click on the audio in order to listen to the audio script. Please follow along with the CD and don't forget to read silently along with the CD.
Selection 1. Where the Red Fern Grows by Wilson Rawls.
A
Mountains is a great place for dogs, and Billy Coleman wanted dogs more than anything else in the world. Not just one dog, but two. One day he came across a magazine with an advertisement for hound pups, $25 each. But it was the time of the Great Depression. Billy didn't have $50 for two pups, and neither did his parents. So he decided to work hard and save the money. Using an old baking powder can as his bank, he started with just 23 cents. One way or another, Billy would get his dogs.
All through that summer, I worked like a beaver. In the small creek that wormed its way down through our fields, I caught crawfish with my bare hands. I trapped minnows with an old screen wire trap I made myself, baited with yellow cornbread from my mother's kitchen. These were sold to the fishermen, along with fresh vegetables and roasting ears. I tore my way through the blackberry patches until my hands and feet were scratched raw and red from the thorns. I tramped the hills seeking out the huckleberry bushes. My grandfather paid me 10 cents a bucket for my berries. Once, Grandpa asked me what I did with the money I earned. I told him I was saving it to buy some hunting dogs. I asked him if he would order them for me when I had saved enough. He said he would. I asked him not to say anything to my father. He promised me he wouldn't. I'm sure Grandpa paid little attention to my plans. That winter I trapped harder than ever with the 3 little traps I owned. Grandpa sold my hides to fur buyers who came to his store all through the fur season. Prices were cheap, 15 cents for a large opossum hide, 25 for a good skunk hide. Little by little, the nickels and dimes added up. The old Casey baking powder can grew heavy. I would heft its weight in the palm of my hand. With a straw, I'd measure from the lip of the can to the money. As the months went by, the straws grew shorter and shorter. The next summer, I followed the same routine. Would you like to buy some crawfish or minnows? Maybe you'd like some fresh vegetables or roasting ears. The fishermen were wonderful, as true sportsmen are. They seemed to sense the urgency in my voice and always bought my wares. However, many was the time I'd find my vegetables left in the abandoned camp. There never was a set price. Anything they offered was good enough for me. A year passed. I was 12. I was over the halfway mark. I had $27.46. My spirits soared. I worked harder.
After listening to the audio, read silently now and try to answer the questions orally. I repeat the questions. What did Billy want to buy? How much money do they cost? What did Billy work to get the money? What did Grandpa promise Billy? Where did Billy save his money? Now, pause the video and try to answer the questions orally. When you finish, check whether your answers are correct or not. Question 1. What did Billy want to buy? Billy wanted to buy 2 hound dogs. How much money do they cost? They cost $50, $25 each. What did Billy work to get the money? He caught crawfish, trapped minnows, and picked berries to sell them. What did Grandpa promise Billy? Grandpa promised Billy not to tell his father that he wanted to buy dogs. Where did Billy save his money? He saved his money in an old baking powder can. Now we're going to listen again in order to read with correct pronunciation, intonation, and phrasing. You can also record your voice while reading page 247 to 248. Listen to the teacher's reading to answer the analytical questions. Listen to the reading first, then you will be able to answer the analytical questions. A valley in the Ozark Mountains is a great place for dogs, and Billy Coleman wanted dogs more than anything else in the world. Not just one dog, but 2. One day he came across a magazine with an advertisement for hand puffs, $25 each. But it was the time of the Great Depression. Billy didn't have $50 for 2 puffs, and neither did his parents, so he decided to work hard and save the money. Using an old baking powder can as his bank, he started with his 23 cents. One way or another, Billy would get his dogs. All through that summer I worked like a beaver. In the small creek that wound its way down through our fields, I caught crawfish with my bare hands. I trapped minnows with an old screen wire trap I made myself, baited with yellow cornbread from my mother's kitchen. These were sold to the fishermen, along with fresh vegetables and roasting ears. I tore my way through the blackberry patches until my hands and feet were scratched raw and red from the thorns. I tramped the hills seeking out for the huckleberry bushes. My grandfather paid me 10 cents a bucket for my berries. Page 248. Once Grandpa asked me what I did with the money I earned. I told him I was saving it to buy some hunting dogs. I asked him if he would order them for me when I had saved enough. He said he would. I asked him not to say anything to my father. He promised me he wouldn't. I'm sure Grandpa paid little attention to my plans. That winter I trapped harder than ever with the 3 little traps I owned. Grandpa sold my hides to fur buyers who came to his stores all through the fur season. Prices were cheap. 15 cents for a large opossum hide, 25 for a good skunk hide. Little by little, the nickels and dimes added up. The old KC baking powder can grew heavy. I would heft its weight in the palm of my hand. With a straw, I'd measure from the lip of the can to the money. As the months went by, the straws grew shorter and shorter. The next summer, I followed the same routine. Would you like to buy some crawfish or minnows? Maybe you'd like some fresh vegetables or roasting ears. The fishermen were wonderful, as true sportsmen are. They seemed to sense the urgency in my voice and always bought my wares. However, many was the time I'd find my vegetables left in the abundant cab. There never was a set price. Anything they offered was good enough for me. Anything they offered was good enough for me. A year passed. I was 12. I was over the halfway mark. I had $27.46. My spirits soared. I worked harder. After listening to the teacher and reading the story by yourself, it's time to answer the analytical questions. Question 1. Why did the fisherman buy his wares? What did Billy mean when he said, "My spirits soared"? Answer the questions orally, and then check them. Check the answers. Why did the fisherman buy his wares? They bought Billy's wares because they felt he really needed the money. What did Billy mean when he said, "My spirits soared"? He was delighted and gratified. Now, it's your turn to read with correct pronunciation and good intonation and phrasing. You can go back to the audio script or to the teacher intonation.